that didn't work out so well. Drop the phone. This may be 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, I guess. If people want to watch it, they will. This is really, therapeutic for me to sit and talk about it. But, I guess in the last little bit I was talking about how, 2 different menus. I mean, I have limitations that I eat because I had gastric bypass surgery, and, Dad has low sodium. Mom kind of eats what Dad eats. And just finding it flavorful, and it's a lot of work, also maintaining his temperature. He's got a ton of pills that he takes. Make sure he gets his insulin. As I mentioned before, we got his A1C down to 6.4 with a ton of work. And we've worked with the endocrinologist. We're going to change up to him having a short-term insulin so we can maximize and keep him feeling fuller more often, more accurately, and that's huge. I don't want the guy to starve. He has lost a lot of weight due to illness, and we just want to maintain that. I mean, he's 6 feet tall and 230 pounds at 77. It's pretty darn good. I mean, he looks amazing. So, yeah, we're getting there. We are probably about 90% healed, or he's 90% healed on his sacral wound. It's right at his wound has been, like a 1/4 inch from his rectum and 3 inches up. It was a lot, and there's still a little, they call it undermining, or like a little dimple towards the top side of his wound, but closer to his rectum is healing. Last week he got his first shower. I mean, in probably, I don't know, since the end of July, beginning of August. I know he hadn't had a shower when he came home in August, so maybe the beginning of August. He got his first actual shower in the shower, water all over everything, and he said it felt great. So that's progress. I mean, he had a second shower a few days later, so it feels really good to and he and my mom go in, and she does all the showering for him. The nurses taught her what needs to be done and what to watch out for. He's got a shower chair, so he's super careful and safe. My brother installed a walk-in shower in September in anticipation that he would be home and be able to do that. Put a grab bar on the back of the shower, on the back wall. OTPT wanted one in the front, so I installed that one. I probably overscrewed, but you know what? My dad always taught us to overbuild, so it was nice and durable, and you never have to worry about things happening like that. So I kind of, did the same thing and installed a shower curtain, and so we have progress, but it's been since the beginning of July 6th was when, he first initially fell and had to go to the hospital, and then was, out of his mind, where he didn't know us, didn't know his wife of 54 years, 55 now, and it was frightening. We didn't know what was going on, and to see him, yes, he's got memory issues, and yes, he forgets things, and he gets frustrated and angry, as dementia will, because you're frustrated, you don't know what's everything going on, but you know that there are things there that you don't remember, and we have our good days and we have our bad days, and my dad and I have very similar personalities, and so we butt heads, but we get through it. And there are times late at night, he tells me stories about his childhood or Vietnam, and I'm really blessed that I got these times with him to enjoy and to learn about him in ways that I didn't really. He's not a big talker, so this has been kind of nice. It's sad that it has to come this way, but I'm really glad I got this time with him. I wouldn't trade that for the world. My mom's always been, one of my best friends. I've always enjoyed my mom. We've always talked, and I know about her life before, me, and before Dad and her family and growing up and stuff like that. But, again, Dad's not a big talker, so for him to actually be speaking about his childhood and his life and, things I never knew about him, things about the Vietnam War that he experienced. So, but we're getting there. So, happy Thanksgiving. It's tomorrow. So, like I said, I'm driving home to spend Thanksgiving at my house with my husband, just also to take kind of a little mental break. And then, we'll celebrate Christmas at my parents'. And hopefully we'll get word from the cardiologist that, things are okay and whatever we need to adjust. For cardiac, we'll get that information then. Right now, between now and then, I'll be working with Mom and Dad on Dad's new meds, which is a short-term insulin or fast-acting insulin before meals, in addition to his current Lantus and the metformin and Januvia that he's on, and working on, changing his diet a little bit to work with that, and maybe not have to work quite so hard to, figure out meals, and then sodium becomes more of the factor on that, and that may change with the cardiologist, I don't know. And then I'm hopeful that in January sometime I will be able to go home and live at my house, take my kitties back home, take my doggy back home, and be a phone call away. I'm 3.5 hours from my parents' house, and so I guess, at this point we now have an emergency kitty shelter there that's got heat and, and it's kind of like their own living room kind of idea, but they can come with me. They don't live in the house. Over the course of all of this, I have lost 2 of my kitties. Both were seniors and, probably knew it was coming, but, my time was distracted away from spending time with them, so I didn't miss out on that. But again, it's my dad and my mom. I love my babies, but my 2-legged parents are super important to me. I don't have any 4-legged parents, but, my parents are very important to me, so I'm happy to have been here with them and gotten through all of this. Now I'll be able to all my kitties will fit in my car and the dog will fit in the car, and we can just scoot if something like this comes up again. I don't have to worry about, getting my pet sitter out there in the middle of winter when our driveway is a sheet of ice and at a 45-degree angle, which makes it really, really difficult for her to get in there. I don't have to worry about the power going out, and then being cold and not being able to have a wood fire. So it's, there's peace of mind all around should this happen again, which at their ages could very well happen again. But I'm prepared for it at this point. So, alright, well, I guess that's my update for now. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you soon. Bye.